I also have more information. The Pakistani Interior Minister Talal has spoken to a Pakistani news channel, Geo News. He has said that about 70 to 80 terrorists are involved in this train hijack. He claims that the suicide bombers are making small groups of women and children and staying with them. He has further said that this is why the operation is being taken with utmost care. On the telecast with me, Surinder Singh Lali as well. Surinder Singh Lali, situation very tense. What do you make of it? Do you think this is going to go on for days together? And who's going to blink first, the Pakistani army or the Balochis?
Thank you, Megha. It's a pleasure and honor for me to be here. And I'm so glad that you said the breaking news where the Pakistani Interior Minister has broken his mouth word. Otherwise, they've been conveniently silent. And it's the Balochi Liberation Army that has been issuing one statement after the other, educating people on the facts. I mean, Fazlur Rahman is a member of parliament in the National Assembly, just warned them, of the situation in Balochistan, but they didn't worry about it. Akhtar Mangal, is elected Baloch leader. He says that not even an inch in Balochistan is under Pakistani control. And then he wasn't allowed to speak for 2 days in the assembly and resigned. Rana Sanaullah, the former interior minister, was also said that the situation is alarming. So there have been enough indications, and I think 2006, Bukti's killing by Musharraf was really the biggest turning point. But for how long? For how long would the Pakistani dispensation live under a rock and blame anybody else but for themselves? I mean, I'm sure my friend from Pakistan knows, what are half widows. I mean, there are youths missing. It being 44% of the major chunk of land, but none of the dividends go back to them, and they've been conveniently kept out by the high-headed Punjabi dispensation, and especially the journals and the corps commanders who totally take them for granted. They did this mistake, with Bangladesh, and they're still not learning for it. But Megha, my concern is even slightly bigger than that. My concern is now, the way Pakistani army and the country has absolutely fleeced, China into that biggest scam called the CPAC. Now what's going to happen is that the Pakistani army is taken a big hit, because what is binding Pakistan is only the Pakistani army, because the country was purely based on their pathological hatred for youth and Hanood. And for how long will Pakistani army sell the Islamic children, or if Hindus were not happy with the two-nation theory and hence this happened? I think even this has gone out the window, and my problem is that now China is going to come in, because China has invested money and China is extremely unhappy. The Belt and Road Initiative is dangling in the middle and their men are unsafe. And now with this kind of the internal situation in Pakistan, now they probably will come and say, we need boots on the ground because our ports and our investments are not in safe hands. I mean, they've done already this to Sri Lanka, where they took humble Tota for 99 years. So I don't know. And not only is Pakistan playing with its own self and the 25 crore people, but they're also playing with the geopolitical situation. Because if Pakistan, I don't think is in a position to now refuse China for not allowing them to put boots on the ground, and that changes the situation entirely. And Megha, my last point is sometimes I wonder if it's a weak Pakistan good for us or a strong. Because if they're strong, then they get back on us and they start doing all these nefarious activities. And they're weak, then one day I hope that country doesn't fall apart, because that will probably be one of the biggest humanitarian crises in the world. I mean, there are 25 crore people out of a nuclear state who are totally like headless chickens. So I'm really concerned, because the situation is really deep. Because what now the Balochis have done is they've taken it to the next level. I mean, so much so that now even in the Pakistani dispensation and in the Pakistani narrative, there will be a talk before the train hijack and after the train hijack, because this requires a lot of intelligence, and the Pakistani intelligence was probably just caught napping. They didn't know that all of this is happening. It's a very big mammoth effort. I can understand you can hijack a plane because there are maybe 2 entrances, but the size of this level, where 450 people and 214 from the Pakistani army, which is I believe from the 33rd Infantry. So this is going to be a big turning point in Pakistan, and my unsolicited free advice to my friends across the border is that please wake up and smell the coffee, because otherwise there will be 4